Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and this is Lesson 63, Starred Problems. We've already done the practice set in a previous video. You're welcome to go take a look at those. So we're going to skip our practice set because we've already done those, and we're going to start with number 5, starred problems. This is an interesting starred problem. Just going to give you a heads up. I'm going to start circling numbers. So yesterday the hiker began at 2,850 feet above sea level, climbed over a 5,575 foot high summit, and then descended 2,695 feet. This problem is asking what was the hiker's net gain or loss. It's not asking how far the hiker went total. It's asking about what was its net gain or loss there. So this is what we're going to do. If this is where the hiker is starting at 2,850 feet, and he goes up to the summit, which is 5,575 feet. Let's find out what this difference is. Okay, so 5,575 minus 2,850 is on my calculator 2725. 2725. So in this first part, he went 2,725 feet up. Okay. Once he got to the summit, he went down 2,600 feet, 2,695. So to find out what the difference is, I'm going to have to subtract this, and I end up with a net gain of 30 feet. So if we were just looking at how far he went up and down, it would be 30 feet. If we were looking at like how far he trudged this direction and this direction, that would be different. Okay? Let me know if you have questions. All right, to convert inches to centimeters, we can multiply the number of inches. So I have 1 inch is equal to 0.0254 centimeters. What? That's garbage. Oh, I see. It's flipped. My bad. The way that I know the conversion is it's 2.54 centimeters to 1 inch. I'm not exactly sure why they want you to use this. So it's 2.54 times 10 to the negative 2, which would mean you move this 1 and then 2, so you have 0.0254. We can multiply the number of inches by that to get centimeters. Okay, it says convert 1 yard to meters. So we're going to do our given times our unit multiplier, and we may need more than one, is equal to our answer. We are given 1 yard. I don't know how many unit multipliers we're going to need. It doesn't tell me, but I know my answer needs to be in meters. Okay, so I may have to do some erasing here. So if they want me to do the centimeters to inches, okay, so I know that 1 yard is equal to 36 inches. So I'm going to have to put yards on the bottom and inches on the top to get rid of the yards. And then if I'm going to convert inches to centimeters, I know that 1 inch is equal to 2.54 centimeters. And I'll need one more conversion because I'm still not in. So that takes care of my inches, but now I have centimeters and I'm trying to get to meters. So I know that there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. 1 meter will go on the top because that's what I want. Okay. So now let's see what we have. We have 1 times 36 times 2.54 times 1 over 1 times 1 times 100. So that's, 36 times 2.54 divided by 100. I get 0.9144 meters. Let me know if you get something different. Okay. Show this addition problem on a number line. Absolutely not. We're going to use our addition rules. You should have this written somewhere where you can locate them. So if they are the same sign, we add and keep the sign. If they are different signs, we subtract and take the sign of the larger. Okay, so let's do this 2 at a time. I have -3 plus +5. I have different signs, so I'm going to subtract and keep the sign of the larger. So 5 minus 3 is 2. The larger number is 5, so this is +2 plus -2. Also different signs, so I'm going to subtract and keep the sign of the larger. What's interesting about this is 2 minus 2 is 0, which has no sign. Okay, I really need a different color now. Yay. Describe the rule of the function, first thing. Then write the rule as an equation. Okay, so let's see. When I put in 3, I get 1. When I put in 12, I get 4. I think it's divide by 3. Let me see. So this is divide by 3 checks. Divide by 3, that checks out. Divide by 3, that checks out. Okay, so it works all the way down. So that checks out. We have to make sure that it works for each one. So the rule is that we divide x by 3. And if I'm going to write it as y equals x over 3. That is my answer. All right, in the figure below, AB, AD, BD, and CD are 5 centimeters. Whoa, let's go ahead and mark that out. Well, so let's see, AB is 5. Got that one. AD is 5. Got it. BD is 5. So that is an equilateral triangle. Lovely. CD is 5. Okay, which means that this triangle is isosceles because we have two sides the same. The measure of ABC, which is this guy, is 90 degrees. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me change colors. So exciting. Classify BCD. So B, C, D. Classify it by its sides. We have two sides the same. That's isosceles. I think I just said that. What is the perimeter of the equilateral triangle? Well, my equilateral triangle is this one. And each side is 5, so my perimeter is 5 plus 5 plus 5, which is 15. Which triangle is a right angle? Let's do another color. So the triangle that's a right angle is going to be B, C, A, or ABC. So you could do triangle ABC. Okay, so on 16 it's not starred, but you do not need a protractor for this problem. Okay, so let's see what we can figure out here. And I might have to erase all of my colors. I am going to erase all my colors. Hold on just a second. Okay, so A says find the measure of angle BAC. So that's here, right there. And what I know, since these are all the same, that all of the angles of the equilateral triangle are the same. So I have 180 divided by 3, which gives me 60. So I know this is 60, I know this is 60, and I know this is 60. But since I know this is 90, I know that this whole angle, I'm going to change my colors, I know that this whole angle is 90. So to get this one, I have to do 90 minus 60, which is 30. So this little guy here is 30. Since these two are the same, these two sides are the same, this is also 30 degrees. And then we have, I'm going to need another color. Okay. So this guy, I have a triangle with 30, 30, and something. All three angles of any triangle anywhere add up to 180. So minus 30 minus 30. So that's going to give me 120. 60, yeah. This is 120. So I have all of my angles here. Let's see if I can figure it out. So BAC, let me go back to green. BAC is this one. BAC, that's 60 degrees. What does B say? ADB, ADB, ADB. So ADB is this angle right here, also 60. BDC, BDC is this purple angle here. So BDC, that's this one. So that's going to be 120. DBA. DBA. That's another green angle. So that's a 60. DBC. So I think that's red. Okay, DBC. So that's this one. That's 30. And DCB. DCB, which is this one, is also 30. Let me know if you have questions. All right, simplify. So this is the symbols of inclusion. We're going to want to go, I'm actually going to tackle this first, and then I'll deal with this in a minute. So we're going to start here. So I have 3 times 24. I don't want to lose any of my numbers, and I'm going to have to do this multiplication. So plus 6. Okay, and then I'm still not messing with any of this business, but I am going to go ahead and 8 plus 6 is 14. 3 times 24 minus 14 is 10. So I have 30 for this first number. Let's go over here. Minus 6 plus 4 is 10. And then the absolute value of negative 2 is 2. So I have 30 minus 5 when I divide, and I get 25. All right, draw an isosceles triangle that is not equilateral. Show its line of symmetry. So an isosceles triangle is going to have 2 sides that are the same. This is not an equilateral triangle. This is the same, and the line of symmetry is right down the center. Let me pick a different color. Della and Ray are planning on building a patio in the shape of a parallelogram. Nifty. They sketched the patio on graph paper. Each square on the grid represents a 5-foot square. The coordinates of the 4 vertices, or corners, are, let's see, I lost it. I lost my cursor. 0, 0, 4, 0, 1, negative 3, and negative 3, negative 3. So this is what their patio looks like. Oh, that's a straight line. Way to go. I graphed the parallelogram. What is the area of this? So to do area of parallelogram, we need base times height. So my base is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. My height is 1, 2, 3. So I get 12 if each one of these is 1. However, it says here that it's 5. So I'm going to have to multiply by 5 to get 60. Oh, that's it. Okay. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.